Now, we're getting ready to chisel the waste out of these dovetails and make them real clean. You can see on this side here, I've carved halfway down. I don't want to go all the way through. I want to get about halfway down. Now take a look at this chisel, okay? It's got a flat side and a chamfered side. Because we want this edge to be perfectly straight, we're going to always work with the flat side against the edge that we want to be flat. And I want to continue to work this down till it's about halfway. Now, you can use a hammer or you can just wiggle it. Now you're going to be able to see why these little scores were very helpful that we made before. Now, I'm just going to hold this. I'm using a board. I've got some stuff that I can push against if I have to. I want to keep this straight, and I'm going to just peel it down a little bit, try and working straight. And you can hear it start to cut as it goes. Okay, so now we've got it a little bit here, a little back here, and again, because I've already trimmed that, there's an angle right there, so I'm going to tap this a little bit with my hand, keeping it straight. And this works best if you're using a chisel that is smaller than the joint. Some people like doing it with a chisel that's exactly the same size, but on dovetails, I don't think that's the best way. So I'll get this done, and I'll get this down to about halfway, and then I'll show you how to finish up one from the other side. I'd usually have this facing me just a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing better, but I want the camera to be able to show. Now, if you look, I'm not quite halfway, but I'm definitely, a third of the way through. So I'm going to stop so that you can see the rest of the operation. Now, I flip this over, and I think it'll be easiest for you to see this one. So now, since I still have to trim off that much, I'm going to go down, work it. The corners are the hardest part, and I don't want you to take a big chunk and then try and pry it out. I want it to be cut through as much as possible. Sometimes you have to resort to a little bit of prying anyway. But as you'll see, since I'm keeping this blade as close to perpendicular as I possibly can, it's making a nice straight cut. And now I have just that little bit of dam to go. If all the measurements were done well, when you cut through that last little bit, you end up with a shoulder that's almost perfectly flat. Almost perfectly flat. Now I'm going to go through and clean up the rest of the cuts.